I am shocked that you made it into this room. Have I not taught you anything?
What do you mean?
Did you read the email that was just sent to you?
Oh, why would I read an email?
How did you get in this room to record?
I clicked my link.
And was there any wording in that email?
Take 2.
Why don't you open the email that I just sent you and read to the people what the text said?
Are we recording right now?
We sure are. Read to the people what the text in that email said.
Well, I know we're in a hurry. I can't find it.
Well, you're going to have to read it to them. Read it.
Attention. We have identified an issue with your recent Amazon order. Please click the link below to update your order information. If we do not hear back from you within 24 hours, your order will be terminated.
And did you click the link?
No.
Yes, you did, because the link I wrote that, and I made the link to get you into this recording session, so you did click it without reading.
All I saw was Zencasters Take 2. Boom, I clicked it. I didn't read
This is why you will be a victim of security fraud. Someone's going to find your social security number on the internet and make a fake ID.
Yeah, okay.
Have I taught you nothing? I'm just trying to keep you safe.
Okay.
Someone is going to come and try to get those titanium knees.
I'm telling you.
Just be careful out there.
I will.
It's hard out there on these streets.
Don't try any of your trickery.
Well, clearly, you don't even have to try.
Anyway,
you guys.
This is the primary of The Wedding Coach.
The Wedding Coach on Netflix. Great show. Listen, before we start, I want to let you know I'm back on tour. I want you to come see me. I want you to come see me on tour. You can get your tickets at MrD3.com. I'm going to be in Vegas, Rhode Island, Chicago, Milwaukee, Rochester, Atlanta, New Orleans, Portland, Boston, Charlotte, Appleton, Fort Wayne, Louisville, and most likely Los Angeles. Stay tuned for updates. Get your tickets at MrD3.com. What Patreon member do we dedicate this episode to?
Christina Damos.
Christina Damos.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you so much.
The Wedding Coach on Netflix. This is the season, especially in the Midwest. I don't know about the other places in the country, but for weddings, this is the fall. You see fall, spring a lot. So,
fall, spring.
The Wedding Coach is a good time. The show premise is a former bride and comedian, Jamie Lee, shares her irreverent yet practical tips and tricks for wedding planning with struggling lovebirds. It was season 1, episode 6, and the one we watched was called The Bridesmaid's Tale, where a couple were having a Greek wedding, and luckily, Jamie and comedian Fortune Femer are ready to tackle down some tensions and things that are going on with this bridal party. Really, the bride's as sweet as heck, and the groom is good too. So it's kind of like based on all of that. Now, what was I going to say? Something about
Mary. I'm personally not very into weddings and wedding stuff. There's a lot of drama that happens in weddings, and I'm just like over it. I feel like most times, like I've been in weddings just like this. Like one of the things that happens in this episode is they ask the brother's sister to be in the bridal party, right? And they've been asking her forever if she's going to be able to come. And she's like, I have work.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it.
I'm not sure. It's like 9 months away. She's like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I have work. And they're like, okay. So then they pull her aside and they start talking to her about it. And she's just giving quick one-word answers. She's like, I have work. I don't know if I'm going to make it. They're like, well, what if we just invited you and you didn't have to be a bridesmaid? She's like, then I might as well not even come at all. I'm like, oh, they asked, do you want to come? And her answer was, well, you kind of have to go to your brother's wedding. I was like, oh, please, don't self-fulfill.
Slap her.
I wanted that bride to get up and be like, listen, bitch, I don't want you there either. Give me an answer. Are you doing it or not? Let's get through this and move on.
And that bride was so sweet. And part of what the wedding planners were doing was trying to teach her,
Yeah.
you need to get what you need. And this is how you sit people down and say it. And this is what you do. You can't just let people string you
Walk
along.
all over you. Right. Let me ask you this. Did you have people in your wedding who you didn't want in there? And name them. And name them.
No, we had all family.
And was there anyone at your wedding that you didn't want there? And name them.
No.
You have no issues talking about our neighbors and our cousins and all that. But right now I'm asking you the hard-hitting questions and you're going to go
38
silent.
years ago. How do I remember? Everybody
What about,
there was...
let's go here. Your first wedding. Anyone there you didn't want? Anyone there you didn't like?
The groom.
Well, that's a good start. That's a good start and a horrible reason to go through with the marriage, just so we're aware.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you did.
That was the wedding where, actually, it was a really good wedding. I think there was 400 people there or something.
Ew, nauseating. Next.
But anyway, that was the wedding where
your dad.
I was on my dad's arm and we're in back of the church getting ready to go down the aisle. And he turns to me and says, I left my keys in my car. If you don't want to do this, you go ahead and leave. And I'll take care of the rest. You don't have to worry about anything. And I looked at him and said, you're telling me this now? You're telling me this now? Because he didn't like him, and for good reason. But, and then all of a sudden the wedding march started and down the aisle I went, but he was serious.
Wow. I wish you did it.
I wish I would have done it too.
That would have been such a great.
But it's nothing like, okay, parents, if you got something to say, don't hide it. Say it. Don't harp on it, but make sure you say it so your kids or whoever hears you.
Right.
You know, but my dad never said much anything. So until the last minute.
I know a few people who are parents like that, where there's clearly an issue and they just choose to like butt out of it. It's like, say it. I'll say it.
He told my mom to butt out of it. He told my mom told me plenty. And he would say, Catherine, okay, it's enough.
I don't know much about your mom.
Yeah.
But what I do know and what I know about the rest of your brothers and sisters is I find it shocking that anybody in your family tried to not speak their mind on an issue.
What was that supposed to mean?
Your family is going to do some talking on some shit. If they don't like some shit, you're going to know.
Except
and if they do like some shit, you're going to... No, she'll run her mouth too.
You think so?
Oh, I know.
Who are you talking about?
Ginger Smith. Virginia Smith is who I'm talking about. She's probably listening to this. Your sister. She plays the sweet card, but she's a little pot stirrer in the back. She's that kid. She's that kid in your class who is never in trouble, but always the cause.
No.
Yep.
No, she wasn't.
That's her.
No, she wasn't.
She'll cut you.
No. Anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did they tell me that?
I got a story for the people. A wedding
I was
story.
the oldest, so hard for a younger one to tell you.
I got a wedding story for the people.
Okay.
Okay.
Did they listen to the show?
The year is 2015, 14, 13. Maybe 2013. Who?
Whoever you're going to talk about.
Yeah, my cousin Lindsay. I'm going to talk about her ass right now. Listen, you guys. My cousin Lindsay and Pat, best wedding I've been to in my life. Was there drama? Yeah. However, I got myself out of it. However, I have never been to a wedding where just like everybody got along. It didn't matter like whose side you were on or what you were invited to. Like everybody got along. There was so much dancing. Everybody was on the dance floor. Food, incredible. It was in Chelsea, New York City. It was just gorgeous. Everyone was just happy. DJ, fantastic. Venue, fantastic. Like literally everything about the day was just so much fun. And I just had an absolute blast. So I'm in the wedding, right? And I know nothing of this because I was in the wedding on Pat's side, but very close with Lindsay. So I'm pretty sure people kept this from me out of fear of it getting to Lindsay, which, hey, with all due respect, I understand. my cousin Lindsay's husband, the night before the wedding, we love. The night before the wedding, we split. We like the wedding parties split. So like Pat's wedding party went one way, Lindsay's wedding party went the other way, and the night ended, right? Well, I wasn't involved because I went with my friend Jordan and we were just like, let's go out and be crazy. We were the youngest. We were like 22, maybe the youngest by, I was like 22.
You're only a year younger than Lindsay.
Okay. And how long's Lindsay been married? Probably 10 years.
I guess.
Right. So I'm like 22, 23 at this time.
True.
So, so Jordan and I like go out and do our own thing, right? We're just like, we're going to be gay in New York and it's going to be great. Side story, on this trip, Jordan met the man that he's now married to. So if he didn't come to that wedding, he would have been married. So anyway, we end the night, we go to bed. Lindsay doesn't know this, but come to find out, Pat and his groomsmen went out that night, got drunk or whatever. Pat's friend Pat went to put him into bed because he was wasted. The groom Pat jumps into his bed at the end of the night, and a mirror on the wall behind him at the hotel falls off the wall onto his face.
Onto Pat's face.
Onto Pat's face. Pat the groom. And completely lacerates his eyebrow. And the other Pat, who's also drunk, is like, oh, fuck. We got to get this fixed. Takes him to the emergency room. He like goes in there and tells everybody, he's getting married tomorrow. Like, fix his eye. Fix this. The nurses must have done an incredible job. But not only that, the groomsmen and other people did an even better job of not letting anybody know. They're like, we're not going to tell Lindsay until she sees Pat for the first time. And we didn't know what was going to happen. And Lindsay saw Pat for the first time. And apparently she goes, I want to hear from Lindsay. You know what? Let's call her and see if she'll tell the story.
You know, first of all, one of the bridesmaids was putting makeup on it, so you couldn't see.
Who? What bridesmaid?
I don't know. Danielle, I think.
Was it?
And put makeup over it. So you really couldn't tell. She did a good job.
I know. I hope she answers. I want to ask her what her perspective was when she like saw it for the first time. Please answer. Please answer. Please answer.
She is working.
Is she working?
Yeah,
it's 5:11 there in the afternoon. She should be done.
Yeah. And just standing by to talk to you.
Damn. I know. She's got 2 kids now. Shit. She might call back while we're on. That'd be great.
Hi, this is Lindsay. Sorry, I couldn't answer my phone.
Yeah, I bet you are. Sorry, Linz. Anyway, I'm pretty sure she was like trying to like keep it together, and she's like, "What's on your eye?"
It was a suture.
What's wrong with your eye? I'm pretty sure is what happened, but who knows? Anyway, funny wedding story. It all went off with a hit, and we had a great time.
Yeah, it was a beautiful wedding.
Great wedding. Good job. Good on ya. Good on ya. Oh, Lindsay just texted me. She said, I'll call you in 5.
We'll be done.
Okay, I know.
Tell her we're on the pod.
I'm going to text her now. She goes, I'm making Madison eat her dinner. I'll call you back in 5.
What did you say?
I said, it will take 14 seconds. Just call me back real quick. She's going to be like, oh my God. Let's see. Anyway. Oh, here she is.
Tell her she's live on the pod.
Lindsay, this will take 14 seconds. Okay, first of all, you're on the podcast right now. We're talking about weddings. And she can't hear you, Mom. We were talking about we were just saying your wedding is the best wedding we've ever been to, but we're talking about Pat cutting his eye, and I just told the story. When did you see it for the first time, and what did you say?
I saw it when we were walking down the street to go take street pictures, and I said, you have something in your eyebrow. And I tried to take it out, and it didn't come out. And I said, you have an effing stitch in your eyebrow. I'm censoring myself.
Yep.
That's not how I said it.
Yep.
And he said, no, I don't. And kept walking.
And that was was that the end of it?
No, that was not the end of it. I put on a happy face for my pictures, and then I said, "You're going to need to tell me what happened." And what happened was Pat Forrest took him to a strip club, and then he came home and he jumped in the bed, and the mirror that I had put over our bed that had been there for months decided on that night to fall on his face.
Oh, right, because he went back to your apartment, and you were at the room. So funny. Oh my God, hilarious. Anyway, well, thanks for coming on the podcast. I'll call you later.
Thanks, Lynn.
Okay, bye.
Love you. Bye. That's so funny.
Dog
That is
barking
so
like crazy,
funny.
and I hear footsteps upstairs.
Human?
Do you hear him?
Is it human footsteps?
Somebody just opened the door. Are we able
Shut
to stop
up,
this? and
Mom.
come
Are
back
you
on?
serious?
Hang on, let me call Dad.
Okay, I'll pause it. Who was it?
That dog is so heavy, it's like a people footsteps. But he saw something because he's down here now with me, but he's pretty
Mac.
anxious.
Morgan calls Mac our little guard dog because he'll bark at the wind blows and he's like, woo.
Yeah.
Like
So he
he's
was going
mean.
crazy. But
That's
he's
so
like
funny.
85 pounds, so it's like a person walking around up there.
Back to weddings. Can you tell a story? I think you've told this on the podcast before, but it's a great story. And I think we probably have new listeners since then. Can you tell the story about when your ex-husband got remarried? What happened? What your mom did?
My ex-husband was getting remarried, and I knew the date and everything. I just happened to know it. And at one morning, Saturday morning, I called my mom, like I always did. How are you? Fine. What'd you do last night, Mom? Oh, I went to a wedding. I go, you did? Whose wedding did you go to? And she goes, Mike's. I said,
Don't use names, Mom.
were you invited to his wedding? She goes, oh, no. Oh, no. I went there to the Ford mansion and got in a tree and watched everything going on for the wedding. I said, you got in a tree. I was in a tree on the outside of the ballroom with her daughter-in-law in the rain and was watching. She goes, he had this on, she had that on, blah, 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 blah. I said, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Nope. She was so curious and laughing.
And she did it with your sister-in-law. She roped your sister-in-law into that. Now, do you think your sister-in-law willingly went, or was she like, oh, my mother-in-law is asking me to do this crazy thing.
No,
I got to do it.
Cindy used to do that. She was curious herself.
Was that Louis?
Yeah.
He's downstairs at you now?
Yeah.
Pick him up.
I can't because he's behind the black curtain and he hears me, but he can't figure out where I'm at.
Our poor little puppy. It's got such, oh God, I just hope we can figure out what's going wrong with him. Everything he eats, he just has a reaction to.
So why don't you get him a derm appointment earlier? Try to move it up.
Because it's like, it like doubles the cost. You can do it. They'll make you an early morning appointment before the office opens, but it's like double the cost.
Well, if some of my...
Here's the thing. Morgan and I talked about it, but we decided we aren't going to do it because...
If I go out, because a plug was pulled, Fat Boy's down here. Come here, Luke. Come around here.
We decided not...
Wait.
Is he wrapped up in cords?
Wait. No, don't move, Luke. Don't move. No, don't move. No! He had all my equipment wires wrapped around his body.
I know. I saw your computer was like this. It reminded me of when I taught kindergarten.
Yeah.
When I taught kindergarten, I learned the hard. By the way, you guys, when I taught kindergarten, it was trial by fire. They were like, and go. And it was the middle of the school year, and they were so busy they didn't have time to give me a formal orientation. So like I literally taught day one, never taught kindergarten before. And I remember I put all the kids on their iPad so they can play these reading games, but they had their headphones on and it was connected to their iPads. And I go, okay, guys. I said, okay, guys, time to put your iPads away. And they just stood up with their headphones on and the cord just ripped their computers right up their desk. And I had 20 iPads just go all on the ground. I'm like, shit, baby steps. You got to say, okay, headphones off, unplug it, close your iPad, walk to the, like every little step. I was like, and we're in kindergarten.
Make sure Ezra cuts out my big fat body getting up. My butt was 3.
You go, no.
God.
It's not live, but it is.
These things do go smooth. Who says?
I don't know. Anyway, you guys, I know we didn't talk about the show very much. I'm not going to watch it again because the nauseation of wedding just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But however, I know a lot of you are super into weddings and all of that fancy, charming stuff, and you might get something out of the show. You might like it. It might be for you. It's not for me. But the show is also very well done. It's got a really good point. The host, Jamie Lee, who is a comedian, very great with the brides and very, very funny. She has great guests on as well. You'll probably enjoy the show, but I'm not going to watch it again. Mom, what about you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, probably not. All right. Well, that's what we got. And you guys, become a Patreon member. Keep us on the air. Patreon.com/Dombrowski. We love you so much, and we'll see you next time on
Let's Watch
TV.
Bye.
Bye.